Hey guys, Tech here. So it's again that time of the year. The iOS 27 along with Apple's other operating system are finally here. But in this video, I want to take a surprising look specifically at the iPhone 11 Pro Max. It's a device that many of us wouldn't thought would receive iOS 27, specifically considering that iOS 26 was already its seventh major software update. However, Apple surprised everyone, and the entire 11 series is officially supported. Honestly, though, seeing how iOS 26 performed on the 11 Pro Max initially, when the first beta launched last year, I was almost scared to think about what would happen if it received iOS 27 by any chance, but it turns out I was worried for no reason. So I went ahead and installed iOS 27 Beta 1, which is around 8 gigabytes. Sorry, I just accidentally deleted the screenshot, but it was about 8 gigs on my 11 Pro Max, and here is the beta build number. So surprisingly, it runs quite well. And in this video, let's explore everything the iPhone 11 Pro Max gets with iOS 27, but there is a catch. So before I dive any deeper, make sure to hit subscribe as we are really close to 7K. So let me start directly with the overall performance before features. So the catch I said was, if your iPhone 11 series heats even a little, maybe you are walking outside or under the sun or for a quick errand, it may start to stutter and slow down a lot, cause I've seen my 11 Pro Max do that when it got hot while updating iOS 27, but when it is cool, like right now it is at the room temperature, it's actually pretty smooth, just like it was with iOS 26 final release. So I would suggest you, maybe it's not possible all the time, but if you could keep this cool, then I think you should be able to and run iOS 27 really well. So now that you know how your performance can vary depending upon the temperature of your phone, now we can finally dive into the features itself. Alright, so when you first go into the home screen, you can notice two new differences right away. So first of all is the battery icon. It's a little different from iOS 26. So here is iOS 26, and as you can see, the battery icon has its own edge. It fills inside that rectangular battery icon, but on the iOS 27, the battery icon feels much more unified in itself. There are no visible lines and edges. I think it looks much clean. Then the second thing, the icons have updated and they have received some tweak. These icons, some of them are much more higher contrasted and higher saturated. So like the Mails app, you can see that Mail icon, the blue background is much deeper blue on the iOS 27 on the right. You can also see that the camera app is a little different, but the most noticeable app you will find is the Maps. You can see it looks liquid glass, but when you see it on the iOS 27, it's much more glossy in iOS 27, as you can see. Also, there's a new size for widgets now. So if I scroll here to find the widget, so you can see this is the new size. The size takes up the entire screen, and you can just place them the way you used to. So it does take your entire screen, but it gives you much more information and it is much more accessible. By the way, we also have a way to tweak liquid glass. You know how many people did hate it when iOS 26 showed up, and you must have encountered this while setting up iOS 27 for the first time after updating. So you can go to settings, then go to appearance, and here in the liquid glass section, here you can actually slide and turn off liquid glass completely for the entire UI, and you can see how it fades in completely opaque, and you can see the difference, how it can change readability. So this is something we have in 11 Pro Max. Well, as we are aware, we never had Apple Intelligence on iPhone 11 Pro Max, but when you go to Siri, there's a new way to set up Siri. It's much more colorful now, but it's not present on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, maybe for that same reason. So if you go to talking here, you enable the command. This is how it looks like. But if you do the same thing on a device with Apple Intelligence, you will be greeted with a new interface to set up Siri voice, as you can see here. So this is something that we don't get on the 11 Pro Max, but I'm not surprised because it never supported Apple Intelligence in the first place. I'm aware that the new Siri AI is quite the highlight of iOS 27, but there is one thing which is something called child safety, which is available on iPhone 11 Pro. I mean the 11 series. It just happens to that the iPhone 11 I am using right now is actually a child device, so that I can show you how this works. Okay, so now I want you to pay attention here. So this iPhone 17 is actually the parent device, and this 11 Pro Max running iOS 27 is the child device. Of course, they both have to run iOS 27 to do that. So go to settings, you go to family, and if you see this icon here where you can add family members, here you have an option to add a child account. So let's say you click create child account, and you can start setting up the mail, the password and stuff, like the name and all the basic information. And once that ID, a child account, is created, you can simply use those credentials to log in to any child device such as this one. So once you've added the child account, the child will appear in the family list like always. So now if you want to do anything, go in that specific child account or the family member. Here you will have ability to reset their Apple ID password and see a lot of stuff like the screen time on day-to-day basis or any given day, and ask to buy, so that whenever they initiate any purchase, whether within the App Store, iTunes, or in-app purchase, you will be notified instantly. And these are the subscription, purchase, and location sharing, so that you can see their location. This is something we have already known, but let's talk about the new stuff. So for that, you have to go inside screen time over here. So first of all, here is the downtime. So this is something we had for ourselves, so that we can limit using our phone for a certain time of the day. But now you can do the same thing for your child's account on your child's iPhone or any iOS device that has iOS 27. Of course, you both have to be on iOS 27 for that. So you can do that for every day or customize per day depending on the time itself. So once you do that, lockdown mode will be enabled, and the child will be able to access only stuff which is allowed. You will see this hourglass icon, which will tell you that this app is under the downtime restriction, which is the second thing over here, which is the app limit. So if you go to add limit, you can select any app and select all kind of limit which is possible. Then you can also just go back to always allowed. So these are the applications which are allowed during downtime, maybe contacts and emergency stuff. So screen distance, this is also we are something aware about. We can turn this on for your child's device. But let me show you something which is much more interesting than this. Also, this is not limited to communications at all. You can also set limits for their communication, such as downtime for a certain contact, and during screen time, which contact may be able to contact them. They won't be able to change anything like editing contact name or contact number. If you enable this setting over here, allow contact editing. So this is also something which affects communication restrictions. So if you go to content and privacy restriction, this is like the master control for your child's device. You can control it just like you can see a camera, but without seeing the camera's footage. So here, if you go to the iTunes and app, here you will be able to have some solid restrictions of installing app, deleting, or in-app purchases. So none of them are allowed. So let me show you if I try to delete any application over here. So if I remove the app, you will see there's no way to delete it. Similarly, if you go here in the route apps, you will be able to completely remove these apps from the phone, and the child can do nothing about it. For example, let's see, the camera is enabled, but if I disable it, you will see that the camera app on the child's device will vanish. So yes, they cannot use the camera, they cannot click any photos. So similarly, this works for apps which are available over here. But this is not just app, you can see it works for AirDrop, Wallet, CarPlay, and even your fitness and health stuff. Then if you just go back to the App Store media, this third option over here in the same page, this will allow you to set certain ratings for certain stuff like your music video, music profiles of any artist, a movie, TV show, and books, everything available on the screen. You can set a certain limit, and only that kind of content can be viewed by them. Similarly, I've also seen that there is a feature in the FaceTime. So if someone is showing them something which is kind of age restricted, I think the camera itself will go blur, or it will just completely shut shut so that they don't see it. We'll have to test that in further videos. And similarly, not just downloading apps or restricting media, you can also restrict some system-wide applications and system-wide settings which are really essential. For example, you can see the first option here is the passcode and Face ID. So if I go there, hit don't allow, you will see that the Face ID option on the 11 Pro Max will disappear. Similarly, they won't be able to change their password, they won't be able to fiddle with it at all. And same goes with the accounts, even the cellular data, even you can set it for the speaker voice limit. I don't know why it's still driving focus here, honestly. So this gives you the ultimate control over your child's device. And the good thing about it is it's only you who can do it, because sometimes it may ask you Apple ID password or your phone's password to approve any kind of change. So if you know the password only, you will be able to do it only. So let me show you some of the demos of how it works on iPhone 11 Pro Max. So here's the iMessage chat from the kids account. So here are some of the previous requests and stuff that you can see here, which will appear here. So like a request approval for downloading an application or extending screen time for a certain app. So let's try that instantly. So let's say on the child account, I go to the App Store and I want to download something. So I'm gonna download this. And the child should be able to authenticate it just like normally. Once it is authenticated, you might think it's downloading, but no, you will be prompted with this pop-up where you have to ask permission with the respected guardian. So tap ask, and once you do that, you will see a notification appear right here in the chat for that kid. So there it is. So once it appears, you can see it right here. Review the request, and here you can see first for yourself what this app is, what the kid's trying to download, and you can simply click approve or decline. So you do either of them, the kid will be notified here and it will start downloading. So once I approve it, you will see that it will start downloading itself. The kid has to do nothing, no extra step here. Oh yeah, here first of all you need to authenticate this yourself with your Face ID. Only then the app will be able to download, and the kid will receive the notification that the guardian has approved the request, and the app will start downloading. Also, if you go into settings in the family page over here, you have to scroll down. You will see this recommended for your family stuff here. So if you click and then you scroll down, here you will find your parental controls. Once you tap that, you scroll down here, just do nothing, tap continue, and you will be able to see the list of other family members. And if you enable the toggle, so they will also be added as a guardian who can monitor and restrict your kid's phone. So they basically get the right to do what you did personally. Also, speaking of iMessage, so if you send a media file or anything which has a large size, a small sending bar appears right underneath the media itself. So for this image, a small bar will appear just like this, and when it is sending, there will be this animation. It just went away, which is the same animation is when you are typing, so that it indicates that the other person on the phone is typing. So this is something we also get in the iPhone 11 Pro Max and the 11 series. So the next thing is inside the camera. So this is the rumored new camera design where you get most of your features. You can access it, but I don't think I'm able to rearrange them like it was rumored. So even if I tap and hold it and move it around, I can do it, but this is the new redesigned camera, which is also available in iPhone 11 Pro Max. So this one has to do with the entire UI of the iPhone. So this is about the liquid glass bar which is present at the bottom, which is the menu which gives you options to move around inside the app. So this liquid glass interface was separated in iOS 26 for this search icon, as you can see here. So this one is now finally unified within a single menu bar. This is something that you can find across all the places where you can find a bar like this with liquid glass on your iPhone. So this is one tweak which is available on 11 Pro Max. I wonder why I keep saying 11 Pro Max. Yes, this is 11 series. Well, those were some of the major changes and stuff you get in the iPhone 11 Pro, and I hope it is needless to say this is the new wallpaper that you get with iOS 27 on the iPhone 11 series. Those were the major changes for iPhone 11 series, and I think now you have an idea. Sure, we don't have Apple Intelligence and the new Siri AI with its new dynamic island animation, but we don't have that in the first place here. So I hope you do get an idea now, but if you're installing this to try it out, make sure you have a backup. But this is kind of surprising to say myself that I have not encountered a single bug other than slowing down while the phone heats, and if it's not, it works perfectly fine even on iOS 27. I think this is the smoothest developer beta I have seen by far, and the 11 series gets a lot of features which actually can make a change in your life. These features are actually super convenient, and I can finally say that the 11 series actually supports iOS 27, which makes it its major 8th iOS update, and that's a really big deal. So that's pretty much it about the 11 Pro Max, the 11 series with iOS 27. More features will be out soon. We will deep dive in that too. But until then, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Peace out. See you in the next one.